Hello, everybody. My name is not M.
And the first letter of my name is B.
And today, for us tonight, we are doing something new. Is it new?
No. Okay, focus. Focus. Okay, focus. Story dice, yay!
No, story cubes.
Okay.
Okay, how are we doing this? I'm gonna shake, 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 like I do with the.
With its answer.
I stopped doing it. You changed me. You changed me.
I'm a
I'm
villain.
making. I'm
I
making fun of the
made you
cross
prove
now. I'm.
yourself.
I'm a normal Christian now. I'm a normal Orthodox Christian now. Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna roll them one by one. No, actually, I'm gonna do this right, and I'm gonna do that, and then I'm going to take them one by one. You ready?
Yes,
Are you gonna start?
sure. Any year now. Okay. Gotcha.
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 Who is Gotcha?
Okay. She was sitting alone in her house.
Again?
Wait, did he do that one?
Come on.
That was the sole reason I wanted to start.
Can we do a Lenten story this time? Come
Oh,
on.
sure. Sure. What was it again? Oh, okay, I thought that my glasses were failing. Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Literally can stop watching it. Fine. Mother Melania was alone in her monastery. And it's the exact same story, but with
This
an
is
nun.
not going to work.
No. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I'm starting. Mother Melania's monastery was famous in the region. Why was it so? People can easily guess. She was called the Happy Nun. Why? She did not expect a lot from people visiting her monastery. She would let them in the monastery grounds because she was the abbess. She would show them around, give them some trivia about the monastery, but she would put a joke here or there. She knew English well, and she could welcome foreign tourists too, which she gladly did. Her humor was pretty good for an Orthodox nun, and her carefree ways got under everybody's skin. What people liked the most was during the trapeza, or during the supper, when everybody would go to the refectory and they would dine there. The mother, the abbess, would prefer to read the lives of the saints, because from time to time she would insert a comment of hers that was supposed to increase the attention of her audience. You go.
What was the last sentence?
She would insert some comment that was supposed to increase the attention. What did I say? It sounded horrible.
Her audience.
Of her audience, yeah, people who were listening to her.
Okay.
You wanted a Lenten episode. Here you go. Is it Cal? It could be a skull.
No, I can't get it to work.
Because of your face. Cover your
Yeah,
face.
you're right. Covered by face. Yeah.
It's two skulls. No. Okay, it's perfect.
See, not many people knew that before she became Melania, she was actually a stand-up comedian.
Right.
It would quite easily explain her great knowledge of the English language, because it was her life's work back in the day when she left the small village in Romania to travel to the great country of United States to become the greatest stand-up comedian artist that ever lived. Little did she know, when she finally arrived on the shores of California, that there's at least 15 billion other people in the queue to pursue the dream of a stand-up comedian. Then she asked for advice. Hey, she asked the first person she encountered, what do you think I need to do to become a perfect stand-up comedian? And this man, a homeless man, who just woke up from a 15-minute slumber,
From a coma.
told her this: it is not you or me who decides this. It is the Lord Almighty. And you shouldn't be a stand-up comedian. She was dumbfounded. She didn't know of God, nor did she fear him. But this homeless person...
Fancy cheese.
Shut up. As he was saying those very simple words, something in her, inside her, shook her to the very core. And then this happened.
By the way, there were 15 billion people standing in the story queue. I'm just wondering, she came by ship from Romania to California. How?
Dude,
How?
first of all, come on. First of all, it's a story. Second of all, I never said she came via ship. I just said she, at some point, she was on the shore. Okay? Because if you're in California, that's where you go to the beach.
Okay. Maybe when she was on the Romanian airport, she said, California beach. Okay, fine.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. The eye, the all-seeing eye.
Okay. Enough of that. You go, girl.
I'm trying to think of a single Romanian name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Ana Maria, Micaela, Andrea, Elena, Alexandria, Cristina, Daniela, Alina, Maria, Ioana, 4 all females.
I was actually thinking of Elena. I think that she was the wife of Ceausescu, which is sadly the only, I think, Romanian woman I know. And I'm not even 100% sure her name was Elena. Andrea is good.
Let's use Mara.
Mara, sure. As many stand-up comedians, Mara didn't quite make it. She decided to work at a local cafe as a waitress. However, her sense of humor did did have some impact on her customers, because the patrons simply adored Mara, despite, of course, her, heavily accented English. But she got better over time. However, Mara realized that the career of a stand-up comedian is actually extremely difficult. She realized that she only ever listened to like 3 stand-up comedians. While there was a lot of market for stand-up comedians, the really famous ones pretty covered much all of it. So what was she to do? How to break through? She had no idea. However, for some reason or another, she simply had the notion the Lord will see it through. Even though she was quite sure that she won't make it, but she found that thought very comforting. Where did this come from? She did not know. But she got into the habit of going back to that old homeless man. And she kept asking him, "Who are you? How did you get here? Who is God? Why would God want this or that from me?" And that simple man who was homeless taught her so much of God. He only knew a Bible. He did not know of her religious upbringing or of the old country, but they never went too into specifics. And because Mara was making her first steps towards the Lord, those were quite big steps for her at the time. And slowly, the light of God started to shine in her heart. The end.
You ready? I mean, if I'm ready.
Cubeception.
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 For the first time in months since she came via ship, since she landed on Californian soil, Mara was happy. She would listen to the homeless guy, who shall remain unnamed, every single day. But soon enough, the troubles of this world surrounded her and started to create a wall. Working as a waitress could support her, but not in the long run. And no matter how many patrons would love to hear her laugh and enjoy her quirky accent, which sometimes reminded of how they portray Count Dracula in Hollywood movies, as time went by, she simply seemed to have lost her charm. She fell into despair. Her landlord decided to up her rent, and she understood that soon enough she will not be able to afford paying for rent. And finding another apartment, finding another place to crash wasn't an option. She was even thinking about potentially going back and living homeless. At least she would have the opportunity to listen, to learn more about God, if she would join the homeless guy. But then she decided to take matters into her own hands. She packed her things, got all the cash she had left, and she traveled to Vegas. she decided she would win some money quickly, not get rich, but just get enough so that she can, make a living there and actually succeed as a stand-up comedian. Not only she wanted to gamble in Las Vegas, she also heard that there's a lot of stand-up comedy shows in Vegas, and she just decided it was time. It was time to give it a proper go. As these things happen, she lost all her money very, very quickly. And none of the shows would have her. However, she did meet a lot of people during this entire ordeal. And one of them asked her if she would like to participate a private gambling event. She said she didn't have much money left. It was like $100. And she decided to accept because that was literally her last straw that she was climbing onto. As she lost those $100 she had left during the first 3 games, it was a game of cards. She didn't know what to do. And then she did the worst thing you do as a gambler. She borrowed money. And then a time came where she needed to put something as a bargain for the money she would borrow. And the last thing that she has left was this amulet that she used to wear around her neck, which is a silver amulet beautifully inscribed with an icon of the Holy Theotokos. And as she was grabbing the amulet or medallion,
Medallion, yeah.
Yeah. Something inside her exploded. You ready?
Yeah. Or she was a jihadi.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was, what is it? Is that the devil? What is that? Because it was upside down.
It was upside down?
Yeah.
Oh, you think it's fire. I also thought it was the devil.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should go for it.
I mean,
okay, definitely looks like the devil.
That's how I got it.
Okay. I'll go with the devil because both of us literally had the same association.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. As she touched the medallion, she felt that she was in horrible, horrible danger, and that this was the last opportunity for her to flee. It seemed like a movie reel unrolled before her eyes. She saw the huge debt that she would incur upon herself. She would go deeper and deeper and deeper. And then suddenly, they were offer her a choice, a way out. It would seem like a way out, but actually she would simply start sinking deeper into the mire. She could see it plain as the day. And then she started to notice the waitresses during that private gambling session. Young, pretty women, not unlike herself, completely dead-eyed and probably scared. They too probably owed the men who were gambling with her a lot of money, and they have offered to them as well a way out. Work for us, and then do some extra things, something you would not have done otherwise. Maybe a little of striptease show, and if a patron wants something extra, well, then you can alleviate the debt even that much faster. She knew that she had no time to lose. Okay, I had an idea for the actual meaning of the die. She asked if she can go to the toilet to freshen up. Of course, there was no issue there. Of course, the security had to check that she had no extra cards or something on herself to ensure that she did not cheat. She did cheat, but not in the way they had anticipated. They would think that she would add a card, remove a card, do a sleight of hand or something else. But they did not foresee the fire alarm in the hallway.
Okay. That's a twist. Fire alarm in the hallway. Oof. Give me a moment.
Okay, no problem.
I mean, I don't even know what die I'm gonna get, but give me a moment.
Roll the die and you might get an idea. I mean, I did not think of this without the die. Okay.
Suddenly, it seemed like the world started ringing. The noise was so loud. Everybody thought at first that it was a fire alarm that just went off, but it wasn't. It was a robbery. It was a robbery, and it was an alarm that was so loud. It seems like somebody was trying to rob a very important place. She didn't know what it was, but she only knew that it was on a floor right above them. In a matter of seconds, the security of the building has entered the room where she was playing cards and immediately evacuated everyone within minutes. She didn't see where people were taken. She was grabbed by a security person and simply led out of the building. It felt like a dream. She just did what she was asked, and suddenly she was on the street on her own, still clutching the medallion in her hands. She might have lost the money, but she still had the amulet, and she still had the return ticket. She went back. Decided she was gonna give it another go. She didn't have money, but she still had her job and a couple of days left on her lease before the new rent basically makes her homeless. Tomorrow, she normally dressed, had her coffee, and went to work. As they were preparing to open up, they heard somebody knocking at the door. "We're not open yet," somebody from the staff yelled. The person kept knocking, and she decided to see who it was. As she was unlocking the door, she felt something almost like that, almost like what she had felt when that homeless person first, um, when that homeless person first talked to her about God. She felt this unexplainable calmness. As she opened the door, she saw this bearded guy in this black robe with this strange hat and the strangest looking bag on his shoulder. And she was stunned, like, yes? And the person asked, hello, could I kindly ask you for a glass of water? And she immediately recognized the accent of her home country. This guy was a Romanian Orthodox priest. She didn't get it at first, but the moment he spoke, it was very clear. And she just stood there, completely silent, unable to utter a single word. The monk asked her again, are you okay? I would just like a glass of water if this is okay with you. And then she spoke to him on Romanian. Bless me, Father. I didn't expect you here. Is it okay to you know? Yeah.
Sorry, I was having a mystical experience.
Sorry, what?
I was having a mystical experience.
I'm trying to grab my face.
Okay.
It's the scriptures. FYI, I found Holy Monastery of Theotokos in the Life-Giving Spring in Dunlap, California.
Nice.
I found it for the story. If you
Holy
Monastery of the Theotokos.
Oh wow, nice. Okay. Maybe you should message them that their monastery got featured or something.
Yeah.
Is it Romanian? It's Romanian?
Greek. You want me to find a Romanian?
No. I mean, a Romanian can be a part of a Greek monastery. It's America.
Exactly. You're right.
They're
You're right.
but
Let's use that. I mean, the calendar is different, but it's fine. I think calendar is different.
No, it's not. They are both on the new calendar.
Really? Romanians?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so disappointed at you guys.
Yeah. I thought you were Orthodox. So before the priest had the chance to react at her Romanian, she pulled out the medallion she had around her neck. The priest beamed at her because he realized that they were related by faith. Someone would say that she let him into the cafe, but the reality was that she practically pulled him by the cassock into the room. She had him seated and asked, Father, in Romanian, do you want coffee? Do you want water? Do you want soda? Do you want waffles? The old man was just amazed at the hospitality of this totally random Romanian girl. But they were both Romanians. Of course, they were going to be overjoyed at such a chance meeting. The father was also kind enough to ask for a waffle because he did not have his breakfast yet, and why not have a traditional Romanian waffles, if such a thing existed. While she was making his breakfast, she noticed that he pulled a bunch of books from his knapsack. As she was pouring out the coffee, she asked, Father, what are all these books? And he said, well, I'm holding the catechism classes in the Holy Assumption of the Holy Life-Giving Virgin Spring Monastery. Apologies to the Life-Giving Spring Monastery. I forgot it in the meantime. She never heard of the word before, and she asked, "What is catechism?" And he said, "Well, it is the religion class for people who do not know about their faith." And she said,
Which only exists in America.
"Yes, yes. And sort of in my chapel, like, we will baptize you on the 3rd week since meeting you."
Wow. So
Wow.
you are advanced chapel.
Advanced level.
Big brain chapel.
Yeah, big brain. Like, there's little me sitting in my big brain throne.
We do 3-week catechumen.
First lesson, Toll House, no. Okay, so, and she said, "Father, can I attend those classes?" But and he said, "Well, if you attend the monastery, of course you can." That made her lose her heart, because she, after all, had to move somewhere. She also thought about asking, can I go to the monastery? Can I visit it? But she better thought that maybe she should save that for another time. Seeing her that she was starting to lose herself in thought, the father asked, "I can give you this catechism book. Our Father Basil was working on it. You may take it if you want it. He is a deacon at our monastery." She was overjoyed. Of course, this did not resolve any of her present issues that were maybe even of a more pressing nature. But this little book meant for her the world, because there and then she knew that God was with her.
I'm trying to cover my face.
You're literally making okay. You're literally making those motions like in Mortal Kombat before they use a special.
Yeah. Whoa! So there was a phone. Okay.
Then her phone rang. "Here's money. Return to Romanian. Become a nun." Yeah.
A few days passed. It was the last day of her lease, and she already packed her things before she left for work. But let's face it, she was in panic mode. She didn't have a plan. She did not know what to do. And this entire state of not knowing made her completely not even touch the book that Father Alexandru
Okay. Alexandru
gave her a couple of days before. But for some reason, she would take the book with her to work every single day. And then she thought to herself, at a time where there were no patrons, why don't I mean, it's my last day here, I might as well. She sat down, took a pumpkin spice latte, as every other white girl.
I do not like this character.
And as she was opening the book, as the book had unbalanced covers, which were hard covers, the book kind of just fell to the left, and the last page opened up. And on the last page, it had this inscription, handmade with a graphite pen. ft.alexandru and then a phone number. And she said, why not? She took her phone, dialed the number, and it rang. And it rang. And it rang.
I hate when people call me during the liturgy.
Nobody answered. By the way, we only have one die left. You're gonna be.
We really need to resolve it fast.
Yeah, you're gonna be finished. She just accepted the fact that nothing is going to happen. Nobody's gonna come in and rescue her, and she was already starting to think about how life as a homeless person would look like, and how long is she gonna be able to keep appearances and keep working. But if the homeless guy who we left unnamed can do it, then so can her. I mean, she already kind of started accepting things. Patrons started coming in. There was work. And then there was her lunch break. And as she was finishing her lunch, her phone rang. She took it up. Hello? It was Father Alexandru. Yes, my apologies. I was on a service I was serving, so I could not answer the phone. Who is this? Well, Father Gennadius, it's me, Mara. We met at a coffee shop. Oh yes, child. Did you read the book?
Oh boy, he's walking awkward. Okay, Corinne Gnar.
Well, I have to be honest with you. I've been having these problems. What problems, child? Well, I was a bit distracted because I am about to become homeless. Homeless? But you have a job? Well, yes, but the rent is too high. I can't afford it, and I kind of lost all my money in Vegas.
So you
Yes.
can say that I'm doing well with personal finances in a way.
Hey, don't distract me. Listen, child. I understand. Do you have any money left? Well, yes, Father, I have something. Go, child. Buy a ticket and come to the monastery. We will resolve this thing together, and God will help. She took these words as salvation itself. She instinctively, intuitively, and with all her being knew that she was meant to go to that monastery. She didn't wait for her shift to end. She quit like any other waitress does. She takes the thing and throws it on the counter.
Yeah.
She buys the ticket to Dunlap, California, and leaves for the holy monastery of the Theotokos of the Life-Giving Spring.
Okay.
The next day, she arrives at the monastery. No, I don't know how long the trip is. So. She arrived at the monastery the same day. She was greeted by none other by Father Alexandru, who took her under his wing and immediately provided for her a room, and as they would say in D&D, lodgings. And told her to get some sleep, get some good sleep, because tomorrow morning is the Divine Liturgy. I'm throwing the last die. So wrap it up, B.
Okay.
How does she end as a funny nun and where? Mm. Oh, okay, okay. This is actually good. I would even though this is a fountain, it's actually a spring. You see?
Well, yeah. I mean,
I
okay.
can't focus it. Why not?
Yeah,
What's
yeah, but
wrong?
it focused for a second. So it's funny because of the
Just won't work. You see, it won't work.
wow. Okay, now you inspired me.
Just won't work. Why? Okay, speak. It's a spring.
It turned out that the monastery. It turned out that the monastery is in fact a convent. It is a female monastery. It made sense. She did. She was wondering, are men even allowed at female monasteries? If so, why is Father Alexandru here? But maybe he has to be here because of the services. And similar questions kept popping up in her mind. A relatively friendly Greek nun who spoke no actual English helped her to her lodgings. She was really tired.
It spoke perfect English.
Thank God. Yeah, I did not even think of that. She only had 4 hours of sleep, courtesy of the matins bell. But those were the most restful 4 hours of sleep that she has had in a long time, because this was the first night's sleep in the last month or so where she had no stress. She was confident that Father Alexandru would not leave her stranded out in the street. The liturgy and the services, whatever they were called, were not something that she had gotten used to. The liturgy came and went, and then she met Father Alexandru after the service. Did you sleep well? She said she did, but that she was still very much worried. He said, do not worry. Abbess Michaela wants to see you. She had no idea who Abbess Michaela is or why she wanted to see her, but it was her. She had no other choice. She was the hostess, after all, in a way. The priest led her to the elderly abbess's office. There she was, at the hard desk table, with her glasses scanning her like Christ on Last Judgment. But that was only her first impression. Immediately she realized that this was a very, very kind soul. She did not mince words. Mara, please sit down. Now, I know that you got yourself into some sort of trouble. Father Alexandru let me in on some things. And it seems to me that you have a choice to make. We cannot offer you work. We can only give you some money, but you do need to realize you're not very good with it. Would you agree with this claim? She said, yes, sister. Abbess Michaela said, mother. Catholics are called sisters, we are called mothers. Yes, sister. Abbess Michaela sighed and continued. You can stay here for as long as you wish, but you need to realize that this will hardly provide a long-term solution for you. We can also help you to return to your home country. As she said this, Mara practically jumped out of her chair. Yes, I would love that very much. Abbess Michaela continued. You do not have a lot of friends here now, do you? She said, I do have a couple of friends, but sadly they cannot support me. and I have no family. The abbess nodded. I know cases like this. People come simply amazed by what they see on TV about the United States or whatever, and they leave behind their family, their careers, because they think that they will make it here, but they fail to realize that they leave their safety nets of family, of friends behind, and then they end up here completely alone. Thank God we have one remaining safety net which has caught you, and that safety net, I already named it, is God. Dear child, you need to realize the ticket costs. We will provide for you. You can leave whenever you wish. As I said, we will house you here for as long as you want. But you need also to think that we are, after all, a monastery. We are a community of nuns. We are here to serve Jesus Christ. And while we do and help serve the poor, we cannot solve all of their problems. Do you realize that? Mara saw this as her final path to salvation, and she said, "Dear mother, I will stay here, but I do not see myself here at the life-giving spring. I will only stay here for as long as it takes to refund you with my work the money that I do not want to take as a gift. I'm not a beggar. I want to pay it back. I will work in the shop. I will clean. I will cook. I will sew. I will do anything. But whenever you think that my debt is repaid, I will go back." When she heard that, the abbess lifted an eyebrow and said, "You know what? You would make a great nun." And a couple of years later, back in Romania, those words of Mother Michaela grew and grew until now Mother Melania was an abbess herself. And then she exploded.
I deem this a successful story cubes night.
And then the UFO came. No, this was really fun.
It was very fun for me.
We always have female protagonists.
Yes, which because we are inclusive. Is that the word?
Sure.
Because we were able to get rid of our toxic masculinity and embrace the divine feminine.
Oh,
that's so juicy.
Yeah. But this was really fun.
Yes, thank you, B.
Thank you, Em.
To all you boys and girls in front of the telly.
Sally, I love that. By the way, guys, the Holy Convent of the Life-Giving Spring is an actual monastery that does exist in Dunlap, California. And there you have Abbess or Gerontisa, that is the elderess, Marcella, so not Michaela, but no, yeah, okay, sorry, I messed up the name. It is an actual monastery. We'll link you. We'll put the link in the description, so check them out. Visit them if you're close. Support them financially, because
hey, if anybody visits the monastery because we mentioned it here, please let us know. It would mean the world. And if anybody wants to participate our next story cube / story dice.
Oh yeah.
Endeavor, let us know, because we will more than welcome you as a co-host of the next story.
Yes.
You have to speak decent English or with a Romanian accent.
Oh yeah, Father Alexandru is, I think, totally made up, unless, imagine if it turns out that there's an actual Father Alexandru who actually is a Romanian.
Yeah, and that this story actually, I'm pretty sure there's something similar. Pretty sure there's something similar.
Oh, I'm reading the Google reviews. They're very highly reviewed.
Mm-hmm.
Can you visit the monastery and have lunch? Yes, they have lunch for everyone at 11 a.m. We need to go there. We need to go there.
You're right. Someday.
Well, when you're visiting
Tickets
LA,
are very expensive, as you know.
well, if you ever visit LA again, the capital of pot, as you called
I
it,
will not.
yeah. But if you ever go, you might as well visit this monastery.
I mean, maybe I will.
I saw an image of the abbess with Abbot Tryphon, and Abbot Tryphon is, I think, probably one of the best things the Orthodox American Orthodoxy has at the moment.
I love his voice
He's
and
everything.
the calming effect that everything he says has on my soul.
Yeah, he can simply talk random gibberish, and he would spread this aura of
A
peace.
wonderful character. A
Yeah,
wonderful character. God bless
yeah.
him.
Amen. So, guys, check out the monastery, and
Look,
thanks for
this
participating.
really, man, this have you seen the spring? It
Yeah,
looks like the thing on the die.
there are no coincidences.
I mean, it's so cool. It's actually so cool. Let me see if I can. I lost it because it's freaking Facebook.
Yeah.
And it's asking me to log in or something, and I don't want to. Mm. Give me picture, picture. Give me picture. Yeah, here it is. See, it looks like the spring. Let me hide my face. Come on, camera. I don't know how to operate this thing. I'm sorry.
Oh wow! Oh, wow!
It's
That's
actually
actually
super similar to what the die. I,
that is actually super creepy. Uh, okay, I'm actually curious. What's the name of the priest there? And there's a picture of this guy with a kid, and I don't know if he's a priest or anything, but they call him Uncle Alex. So
really?
yeah,
You
I
gotta
mean,
be kidding me.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's a priest, but he might be a monk or priest or something. But I think he's wearing a cassock. So
I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and give them a call right now and ask them.
no, no, no. Sorry. Okay, I need to double check, but I think no, no, no. Okay, so this is this is a Father John. So okay, it's not. He's not.
John,
Yeah. Okay, so he's
close
not.
enough.
But wow, this was something. This was really interesting. We simply started out completely random story, and now we have a spiritual connection with a totally random monastery in California.
Done with
God bless.
California.
Is
Nice.
this it for this episode?
Yeah, yeah, it is. Thank you. I've enjoyed it.
I
Uh,
enjoyed it a lot too.
share, like, subscribe, and just so you know, Romanian people do speak like this, but not like Count Dracula, not like that. It's just plain, pretty similar to how somebody else from the Balkans might sound like.
Yeah. You know, there's practically no escaping the accent.
Absolutely, more or less. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.